Kripanidhi, he is an extraordinary soul as well. He's got a lot of taste for spiritual activities. In the mornings when we polish the big Panchatattva deities, everyone gets a body part of the Lord, to massage and to polish with mud in the mornings. That's what we do. Which is out of this world. And I always see him very into it. And when we talk too much, he chastises us with love. And I like that, actually. Please, Prabhu, please. You have a mic there? Or? Oh, come over here, yeah. Hare Krishna. It's a beautiful family atmosphere. Hare Bol. Kripanidhi, please. That was not planned, I know.
Sorry to steal the mic.
No. Please.
Oh, okay. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Prabhus. So it's interesting that you mentioned Gopal Krishna Maharaj as well as Aindra, Prabhu. So it just so happens that Gopal Krishna Maharaj joined in Montreal, Canada, and he was my authority, GBC, and close godbrother since 1973. So he called me to New Delhi. Okay. He called me to New Delhi in '83. So I was president in New Delhi, '83. At that time, we had 12 temples in India. How many temples do we have now in India? Take a guess. I don't know, over 100. So Aindra Prabhu, he came to Vrindavan in 1984. And we knew him from New York because he had a van. And in the van, he would park it on the sidewalk in New York. And he had his deities. And he just opened this van. It was like a mobile temple. And he would chant, and he'd have books. And people in New York, if you've been to New York, everyone's there. Every country in the planet, someone's in New York from that country. So he would chant a beautiful kirtan. So then he came in 1984 to Vrindavan, and I would meet him. Now at that time there was a devotee from Paris. His name was Omkar. He was in charge of the deity worship. Actually, he was a well-known designer in Paris. His name is Omkar. And he was a designer for a billionaire. His name was Onassis. And as history goes, Onassis was very, very wealthy, and he married John Kennedy's wife. John Kennedy was assassinated. So Omkar had a lot of amazing talent in terms of design. And he was designing all the dresses for Radha Sundar and Krishna Balaram in Vrindavan. He was trained designer in Paris for many years, and he joined Srila Prabhupada. Actually, he was driving a Rolls Royce with his wife in Paris, and they just drove until they ran out of gas. And then they got on a plane and flew to India and joined the Hare Krishna movement. That's his history. So he brought in silk flowers from France, beautiful silk flowers from Europe, Hungary, France, those countries. And the entire altar was full of silk flowers. So when Aindra Prabhu came, he was like, Radharani wants to smell flowers. What's this silk flower business? I mean, if you went down where they kept the dresses and everything behind the altar downstairs, there were so many, like tons of silk flowers. So Aindra one day, early in the morning, or in the evening perhaps, he took all those silk flowers and he threw them out. said, Radharani deserves real flowers. So every morning at 2 o'clock, he would get up and go and pick flowers for the altar every day. This was Aindra. And, you know, we would talk, and we'd look at Radha Syamasundar taking darshan, and he said, Radharani, who can compare with her? No one can compare with Radharani. And who dares to say these deities are not alive, you know? Like that, he was kind of chastising people who thought that the deities were just idols. He said, how dare they? Look at Radharani. Can't you see how beautiful she is? How real she is? He always had that edgy tendency, kind of like Lalita. Lalita is very fiery when she deals with Krishna and protects Radharani. So he was a fiery devotee, for sure.
Very fun.
Wasn't he? Very, very, very fiery. And he organized this 24-hour kirtan, I think 1984.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah. And it just grew and grew and grew, so.
Still growing.
And it's still growing. And we are very grateful for Aindra Prabhu. We also miss Gopal Krishna Maharaj a lot. We were very close. He would take me to raise funds for his big temple projects. He would go to the millionaires in New Delhi. He would start high.
Yeah.
Okay, Mr. Hinduja. Hinduja is the wealthiest Hindu, at that time, the wealthiest Hindu on the planet. And he'd say, Mr. Hinduja, you have to give 10 crores. In 1985, you know. And then Hinduja would be cowering behind his desk. 10 crores, no, Maharaj. Like that, he would just go for them, and they would always give lots of nice donations. And we know that Gopal Krishna Maharaj is famous for building beautiful temples. All glories to Gopal Krishna Maharaj. Hare Krishna. Thank you.